Hello everyone. In this video, I'll guide you through the process of installing and configuring an FTP server on Windows 10 and Windows 11, clearly and step by step. FTP is a simple yet powerful solution for sharing files over a local network or the internet. First, we need to enable the built-in FTP server feature in Windows. By default, it's not turned on, so we'll go to Turn Windows Features On or Off to activate it. Here, make sure to check FTP Server and also check Web Management Tools to enable easy FTP management through a graphical interface. Then click OK to begin installing these components. The installation process may take a few minutes as Windows is adding the necessary components. Alright, we've successfully enabled the FTP Server feature on Windows. Now click Close to exit the window. Now, press Windows plus S, then type IIS into the search bar. To make it easier to access in the future, let's create a shortcut for IIS Manager on the desktop. Once you open IIS Manager, the management interface will look like this. Here, you can manage websites, FTP servers, configure access permissions, and more. There are many ways to build and configure an FTP server depending on your needs. In this video, I'll walk you through how to set up a simple FTP server with the following configuration. We'll create a site named MyFTP that maps to a folder called MyFTP located on the desktop. The system will be configured to allow access only for authenticated users. A user named FTP_user1 will have read and write permissions to that folder. This setup is perfect for secure and easy internal file sharing. Alright, now we're going to create a folder named MyFTP right on the desktop. This folder will be used to store all the files shared by our FTP server. Next, we're going to create a user account for logging into the FTP server. This user will be named FTP_user1 and will be used for authentication when accessing the FTP site. Set a password and check. Password never expires to ensure the password doesn't expire over time. Next, we'll grant access to the MyFTP folder for the FTP_user1 account we just created. Right-click on the MyFTP folder on the desktop, select Properties, then go to the Security tab. Here, enter the username we just created. Then click the Check Name button to let the system verify that the account exists. Here, you can assign appropriate access permissions to the account based on your needs. In this case, I'll grant read and write permissions, which means the user FTP_user1 will be able to download and upload files through the FTP site. Now, let's create a new FTP site in IIS to get our FTP server up and running. In the main IIS Manager interface, right-click on your server name on the left panel, then select Add FTP Site to begin. In the Add FTP Site window, enter the site name as MyFTP. Next, under Physical Path, click Browse and navigate to the MyFTP folder that we previously created and configured. Then click Next to proceed to the next step. In the binding section, simply keep the default settings. The default port is 21, and the IP address is set to all unassigned. Next, in the SSL section, select No SSL. In the authentication section, select Basic. This allows users to log in to the FTP server using local Windows usernames and passwords. In the authorization section, under Allow Access to, select Specified Users. Then enter the username we created earlier, FTP_user1. Next, check the appropriate permissions you want this user to have. In this case, I'll select both Read and Write so that FTP_user1 can view, download, and upload files on the FTP site. Alright, after clicking Finish, you'll see the newly created FTP site listed on the left panel in IIS Manager. The site is named My FTP, and from here you can manage it, configure advanced settings, or check its status at any time. To make sure the FTP server always has the same IP address on your local network, we need to assign a static IP. In this case, I'm going to set the static IP address for the FTP server like this. Make sure to change this address to match your own network configuration at home or at your workplace. Alright, everything is ready. Now let's check if the FTP server is working. Open File Explorer or a web browser and enter the FTP address into the address bar. When the login window appears, enter the account information we created earlier. Okay, now let's try to create a new folder in the FTP directory to test if the write permission is working. If the folder is created successfully, it means the user has the correct access as configured. That's it. We've successfully installed and configured a basic FTP server on Windows 10 11th. If you found the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions. See you in the next videos.